unfortunately, he got put in the bathroom. So, what you think
No,
about
no,
the
no, I didn't
topic?
think you want to talk to him. I
Okay,
wanted to
go
talk
ahead.
about what the people were saying.
Okay,
I got to collect a few things, like one where a person said a man can only have an orgasm one way. Well, that's not true. Most men's G spot is not actually there. It's actually in the back door, which is messed up, but that's where it's at.
the prostate, right?
That's one thing. So we need to admit that. Number two, um, the young man Diesel said that it's strange that we would be asking women about how to have a relationship with a woman. We're the same men who tell women that they should listen to men about how to have a relationship with men. So it doesn't matter if she's a stud or not. We should probably listen to women say what it takes to be in a relationship with them because they know what they like. The other man talked about sex and saying sex isn't an important part of a relationship. And we're telling these women, and that's why they get mad. So we ain't pounding them down. Meanwhile, women came out with a song talking about they want to be taken to Pound Town. Meanwhile, women be screwing around on men. Women are cheating on men more than men are cheating on women. And that's why you have studs who come up pregnant. So apparently having sex, and if we really want to talk about it, with black women, but I don't want to just say black women, women in general, but black women are hypersexual. You can get a black woman to do pretty much anything sexually with you if she just got a free time, and she'll have a good man. She'll have a man doing whatever it is that he's supposed to be doing. All of these great things that the hood guy was talking about that are supposed to be important, they'll still cheat on that guy. You don't know how I know? Because the manosphere is full of men who've been the simp guy, and it ended up the woman cheated on him. And finally, when we're talking about simp, y'all aren't really explaining simp, because what I hear y'all calling someone a simp is generally someone doing something for someone they like, which means that everybody in a relationship is a simp. Like everything y'all call a simping, another person would do. Men would sit there and say, "Hey, I'll treat you better." I grew up in the 90s. I'll give good love. I'll buy your clothes. I'll cook your dinner too. This is what the men were singing. The men have always said, "I'll do what another man won't do." As a matter of fact, Joe got a song saying, "Baby, I want to do all of the things your man won't." That's what he said. The things your man won't do. So men have always been simps, and I guess we simp for jobs when we go there and they want us to wear a suit. We buy a suit just for the job interview.
Well,
We need to define really what simping is, and it can't just be doing what it takes to get what you want.
so Tommy, in the beginning, Q, we were talking about it was simping means that you're doing all those things without any reciprocation. So you're not
But
receiving
they
any
are getting them,
benefit.
aren't they? But
Say
aren't they
again?
getting reciprocation?
No,
Like
no.
when they were
So
talking,
they're not getting anything from that woman.
see, and this is what the definition is. Like the older people knew what a simp was. The word simp kept, I guess, changing.
Evolving, I guess.
Then it's just a word you throw on someone who either identifies or says something nice about women. It's the equivalent of like how the woman jumped in and said a second ago, and she said, "Well, y'all use the fact that people bring in dildos just like how we use y'all are gay." Well, not the same. One's an actual fact, and one's just a diss. But when these men are saying simp now, it's just a diss because they're saying, "Hey, you don't agree with me." And I think it's a part of a lot of men are raised by women, so they're acting like women, which is the best way for me to shut you down. Which is the guy who got kicked off. He got shut down because he was just called a simp, not because his points were addressed.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you think about okay. Yeah, that's what happens 90% of the time. 95 last night, I gave this example earlier. Last night when Dana was being redundant, remember? And I kind of let her go, right? Somebody said I was a simp in the chat. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just saying, I'm just listening, like, you know. And then when I finally cut her off, they say, okay, Hamp, you're not a. I said, nigga, I will kick
Right.
your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The word gets
so what we said in the beginning was he's not getting any benefit. He's doing it. She abusing him. He ain't getting no pussy, none of that. He just continuing to do it, put out without any returns. That's how we defined it earlier.
And see, that's why I gave an acronym for it though. Years ago because when the people weren't using, I'm old school, and we were saying simp. And so I tried to explain it. And that's why I said simp means someone who idolizes mediocre pussy.
Okay.
Meaning
Oh,
what
you
you're
put that
doing.
in the chat.
Yeah. So what happens is you have men who are saying, like, when you have this woman here and she said, this other woman didn't know my struggle. Y'all need to step y'all game up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've already had this struggle and you put yourself down here. And first off, Mr. Fantastic, you were killing it earlier. I just want to let you know you were destroying it earlier. Like, dude, silence.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
But this woman who's done all what happened in her life and whatever happened in her life now says someone need to step up. Well, ma'am, if you're down here, in order for me to get to where you are, I got to step down. And we need to start telling men that when you get to those women, it's mediocre. It's a bunch of motherfuckers have, excuse my French, have had it and didn't want it. Whoever got you pregnant and left, your pussy was so good, your personality was so good that he created another human and said, I'd rather be somewhere else. So how great are you? So stepping up to that is insane. That's like stepping up to a car that's been wrecked. That's like stepping up to a house that's been flooded. I don't like this idea of women get to tell us to step up. We don't get to tell them to step up after we done got herpes. We don't get to tell them to step up after we done got babies' mamas who done put us in jail because we couldn't pay child support. We don't get to tell them because of we've had a failure. There's a reason why there's a Carfax. And I've been saying a long time ago, that's why I came up with the cat facts. We need the cat facts. Women are sitting up here telling men after their shit has been destroyed, and only black women get away with this shit. Telling somebody they need to step up. You wanted a woman with a strap on. I ain't got to step up to that. I'd have to step down to having a fake penis. I'd have to step down to having less testosterone. I'd have to step down to be able to lift less weight. I'd have to step down to barking like a dog, but ending up being a chihuahua behind the door that as soon as somebody walk up to the door, I back up. That's what excuse me, what would y'all call him? A stud is. A stud is a fake man. A stud is tofu. You know, it tastes like whatever it is on it, because that's all that is. Because if I slap the hell out of a stud becomes a woman. Right then, you hit a woman. No, I didn't. I hit a motherfucker look like Lil Wayne.
That earlier.
That's what I hit. I should be able to say that. If you a real man, like you're walking around, and I live in Atlanta, they walk around with strap-ons in their pants. They literally will wear a penis all day and be grabbing the fake penis. They used to call me in college the stud finder. I used to sleep with them all the time. I like sleeping with them just to see all that masculine energy just leave them. And next thing you know, they just moaning like an actual woman, which they are. Done went up in the kitchen and cooked. Done sit around talking about some I missed my period. You shouldn't have no period, nigga. You a man like me.
Hold on. Let it
marinate. Hey, Tommy, you know, hey, when hey, that shit resonated with me, man. I try to stay even, but that step up shit, I always heard that, and it always bugged me. You feel me? Like, and then I got this clip for niggas, Tommy. Studs ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean?
Nigga, what real man want a stud to spot him?
Spot on here.
I don't know. I don't think none of y'all can spot me. My bad. That slipped out. I'm feeling myself. Damn.
You always go too far.
It always goes to my fault. You know what I mean? Let me see. Now I think that was a monologue. I don't see it as a diatribe. What Q, you want to respond first to that? You want to respond at all to that?
Yeah, I'm curious, Tommy. Now, did you feel like she was saying to good stand-up niggas step your game up, or to niggas that's lacking?
Well, what do you mean by good stand-up man? What is that? Like, we love to, women will put out titles that mean nothing. Like, they'll say they strong, and they don't know what the hell that mean. I don't know if you can lift weights, or if when you put your arms up, it's going to make me hold my nose. I don't know exactly what you mean, but they love saying that they are. What's a good stand-up man?
Mm-hmm. So a guy who is,
tell me what that is.
Yeah. So in my opinion, a guy who's stand up would be somebody who is respectful, somebody who is responsible, somebody who has, a sense of self. He is secure, confident. Obviously he's going to work. He's going to have some strong leadership skills, things of that nature.
So if she started talking about good stand-up men, if that's what a stand-up man is, then her baby daddy apparently wasn't that. So she's the person who shouldn't be talking about it because she's good at picking non-stand-up men, not stand-up men. And in order for her to pick a stand-up man, she had to pick a stand-in stud.
Okay, so I'm not a stud, sir. That's what we're not going to do. Second is...
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I was just going by the title of the show.
Right, no, but... So the woman that you are speaking about is my girlfriend.
But you're not a stud.
And I'm not a stud. No, I'm not a stud.
Yeah, I know it's confusing. It's confusing. I get it.
So no, I'm not a stud.
I'm lost without you.
So but the thing is, it's interesting that you didn't actually answer my question. You just threw more insults at her.
Who did I? Wait. Where was the insult?
Because I asked you if you felt like she was referring to stand-up men or guys who were less than that. And then you asked me a question.
I want to make sure I understand. Where did I insult her? Because if you help me out, if I insulted anyone, how did I insult you? If you said I'm on here with a robe on, did you insult me?
Yeah, if I said it to be insulting, intention matters.
No. I think that's the problem again. Like
intention doesn't matter
with black folks. If someone tells the truth, and I gave the train analogy that my grandmother said, we too busy trying to find a way out by saying I don't like the way the truth was presented.
Okay, so I'm not going to Tommy, I'm not going to let you derail me into this wherever the fuck you're trying to go.
Was that not an insult? I wasn't trying to derail you.
Saying. I asked you a question. Hamp asked if I wanted to respond. I asked you a question. You responded to my question with a question to which I answered. Then when I answered your question, you threw more insults to say, well, her baby daddy wasn't this, that, and the third. I'm asking you, do you feel like
she did not pick the right person?
Well,
so how is she then going to say to people who haven't? So how is she then going to say
what makes it difficult?
People that aren't in her life
to answer the question?
If that's an insult, then calling a man a non-stand-up, you don't know a man at all. And you get to categorize them as stand up, but what you said was stand up. The things you said were stand up. A stand up dude would still not be interested. A man who does all of that would say,
it doesn't matter to the question that I asked. Because if you take the question that I asked, I said, do you think she was referring to?
No, she was referring to any man that doesn't agree with what she's saying. Women like to do that. They place things like this. If you agree with what I'm saying, you're a good man. If you don't, you're not. That's how women couch almost everything they say.
So what in her statement made you draw that conclusion?
Because she doesn't know who you listen to what you just said. Do I think she was referring to men like X or Y? Mm-hmm. But she doesn't know who's listening. And she only knows what she's dealt with. And what she's dealt with has been subpar.
Conclusion.
Huh?
What in that statement that you took from made you draw that conclusion?
I just said because she does not know. Okay. She doesn't know who she's talking to. She doesn't know who's listening. Just because a man is not willing to put up with her or what she brings doesn't mean he's not a stand-up man. As a matter of fact, a stand-up man is just like houses. Most men want their own house, not yours. Most men, when they see you have a nice car, they don't want to drive yours. They want to top yours. That's a man's mentality. So Tommy, the idea of a stand-up man is not going to go back and get what you didn't want. I
feel like we're having two different conversations because I feel like you came on here with a pen and pad to have speaking points. And the questions that I'm asking,
but you want to talk about insults and keep doing that.
So we're having two different
conversations. Every time they do not know how to just ask the question.
Let me do this real quick. So this is
fine.
This is the super chat that he's referring to. So this is generalization. Men, right?
Yes.
Men, step your game up. Do better, right? Now, what would have been better is if she said the men that I was dealing with didn't step their game up. Q did, not knowing my story. So she talking shit to men right here, not specifically those men that did her wrong. That's what he's addressing.
But you can continue to insult me, but then say what I said that actually was true is somehow an insult. So the person is
But
on
you're
their
telling me
on their
intention
heels,
doesn't
and I
matter.
said nothing
So
to
if I
them.
spoke about
Started
your
off by
robe,
saying, "Girl, I'm not a
if I
stud."
spoke about
And
your
it's in the
robe
title.
with an intention of insulting you, you would take that as an insult.
I don't
Because
take
intention
anything as
does
an
matter.
insult because I don't care what you say. I'm dealing with how you. Or I'm dealing with the
Sir,
words that came out your mouth.
I done
Not
seen
how
you,
you
sir.
said it.
I
It
done
doesn't
seen
bother
you.
me.
I done seen you on the other show, the POV. You looking for the insults. Trust me. You're looking
Oh,
for them.
so let's see
So
what
you
just happened.
definitely would have taken that way.
She said,
You definitely
this
would have
woman
taken
who
it
I
that
don't
way.
know me. I want everybody in the audience to see what just happened. She knows me. I don't know her. I walked up to deal with what I heard. I spoke about what the man said earlier. I've literally said what these other men, I don't agree with that part, don't agree with that man. And they were all men. I said I didn't agree with what one woman said. You came up here looking for the insult. I seen you on the other shows.
No, that's not
But I
how it
wouldn't
played out.
insult
But people,
anyone.
but Tommy, the
I wasn't
people can watch it though. You can say
anyone.
whatever you want. The people
I
can
did
rewatch
not
this and see
insult
how it played
anyone.
out.
You know me.
That's not
You
how it
know
played
me,
out.
ma'am, or sir, whichever
That's
you
not
go
how it
by.
played out.
I don't know you.
That's
So
not
I
how it
did
played
not
out.
come up with a preconceived
That's not how it
notion
played
about
out.
you. You did about me, which
That's
means
not how it
you
played out.
came in with a bias of the discussion
That's not how it
already.
played out.
I
The
didn't.
people can watch it though.
I didn't do what
But
you
for you
did.
to say intention doesn't matter when it comes to insult, it absolutely does. Oh, so you said I had a
I
robe
don't give
on.
a shit
It
if
gotta
you
be an insult. If
insult
I said
me.
it with
I
the intention
still
of
dealt
insulting
with
you,
what
hell
you
yeah, that's an
said.
insult.
I don't care if you insulted me. I still dealt with what you said because an insult from a lesser
Sir, you were
being to me
extremely
does not
reactive on
bother
that
me.
other show with women because you
Ma'am,
were
an
insulted
insult from a
multiple
lesser
times.
man,
So
an
let's be
insult
clear. You
from a
are the
lesser
type of
being
nigga
does
that would
not
be
bother
insulted. You
you.
didn't like being
Just
called a
when you
nigga.
call a white person a cracker, it doesn't bother them. But if they call you a nigger, it bothers you because you're a lesser being. If you weren't, it wouldn't bother you. I'm a rich man, and a poor man calling me a rich name would not bother me. But if I call him poor, it piss him off. If I got a big penis and you got a small one, if you make a joke about how big my penis is, what, am I going to cry? No, I'm going to laugh. But if I make a joke about how small yours is, you're going to be upset. So you're the one that's sitting up here mad and saying I'm insulting you.
But
when
you
I don't
would have been insulted if I said something about your robe. This is where you're not listening well. I said, had I said something about your robe with intention of insulting you, you would be insulted because of my intention.
I wouldn't care. I would still deal with what you said. And I proved that since you watched all the other shows. Even when they insulted me, I still dealt with what they said. Insult aside. Because am I about to come?
No, because what happened was then they had to be all types of hoes and bitches. Come on, sir.
Damn.
Come on now.
Why don't you go back to the old show and then talk to me when I came in here today?
Don't
do that.
Don't do that.
Because I don't want somebody talking to me about what I said in the last show. I'm sick of y'all niggas knowing me and coming in with a bias when y'all talk to me, yet I don't know you. So I'm just talking to you about what you said.
But then I'm all type of studs and shit, and you don't know me. So
I don't have a bias.
Like I said, the people can watch it back and see where it went left. Because right now you playing victim. That's cool. You good on that. You got it.
Nigga hoes can't stop trying to insult you, and then when you insult them back, nobody's playing a victim. You playing a man. You playing a man. I'm playing a victim. You playing a man. Culture appropriate men.
This is what you would like to believe.
How about that?
I'm very clear. I'm very clear that I am a woman.
Insulting me, I'll just insult
you would like to believe for somebody that you don't know.
Yeah, you would like to have a dick.
That's somebody that you don't know.
But every day you look in the mirror, you disappointed. You look down like that man. You look down like that man on Silence of the Lambs.
This is your bread and butter. I get it. You come on the internet to yell at women. I get
wish you was a man. Every time she see you take off your pants, it's you looking like a Ken and Barbie doll. Just
listen. All your clips looking the same across YouTube.
Okay, Lil Wayne. Why don't you drop a hot one, Lil Wayne?
You got that, though.
You became a stud because you look like a dude. You literally walked out and wasn't no man trying to holler.
Yes, you can call me a stud because right now you are insulted. So that's
man, you insulted me when you told me I'm being a victim. When you insulted me, I insulted you back. I tried to get you to stop insulting me, and you wouldn't.
Your true colors. You didn't anybody even know anything about Tommy Sotomayor. No, you come on for the smoking the bullshit, sir. Anybody know that? So don't try to sit back and play the victim like
everybody know me and nobody know you.
Nice guy.
I'm glad you keep pointing this out. Everybody know me and nobody know you. So every time I come on these panels, somebody gonna point out that
you come on here for the smoke.
Y'all.
Everybody know you came on here for the smoke. So don't try to sit back like you were trying to play nice guy in the
Dang.
background. You was
on
building the shit up
Y'all
for the
make
fuckery
Dude.
regardless. You
Came
just
for it.
picking and
I didn't
choosing.
come for any smoke.
You picking
What
and
did I
Yo,
say?
come on, man.
You are.
God damn, yo.
These hoes
Nah,
telling me they
yo.
smoke when they came at
You
me.
did
And
that
that's
shit,
the
bro.
thing.
Last
Like,
word.
I
Yep,
would
think
say-
he picked the wrong one. He got
I
the
didn't-
last word.
Bitch, you can't do nothing with me through the fucking camera, you dumbass. Trying to be
Well,
hard
here
on the
we
camera.
go. Now you
Whip my
insulted.
ass
Come
to the
on, keep
screen.
letting it out.
Yeah, whip
Keep
my
letting it
ass to
out.
the screen.
Yo,
I'm
let
letting
it
it out.
let it
Keep
die,
letting it out.
man. God
Punch me in the face.
damn.
Proving my exact point.
I got the
No.
wrong one. No, your girl got the wrong one. She thought she had a
Proving my
penis.
exact point. You're insulted now, sir. Come on.
Ma'am, you were the first one insulted.
Come
Was it
on.
me? No.
Come on.
Ham, who was the first one talking about
Come
they've been
on.
insulted? Was
Come
it
on.
me
I
or
know
her?
the word bitch
I'm-
would come
I'm-
up at least one time
Was it
because there
me
was
or
one
her?
female on here because
Was
this
it
is
me
what you
or her?
do. Hoes
Was it
gonna
me
be
or
next, right? That vocabulary. Let's go with it.
Ma'am,
We
shut
on the
this-
same page because I know I got
You
a
are
limited vocabulary. I
irritating.
call niggas all day.
You are man light. You are non-alcoholic
Niggas and
beer.
bitches and all
That's
that. That's
what you
me
are.
all day.
You
But I'm
want
the
to be a
owner.
man and can't be. You
Come
don't.
on
You
with
wake
it.
up every day confused
on
as
with
fuck.
it.
I bet you bleed it.
Come
You like
on
what
with it. Come on with it. What
every
else?
time you
I got a
have
fake
a
kid.
period, it's
Oh.
confusing.
I'm
All
a
that
bitch.
tough
Yep.
talk is
What
still
else?
bleeding.
The thing
All that
is-
tough talk is still bleeding.
I still
All
bleed.
that
Yep,
tough
you're right
talk
about
around
that.
to ovarian
At least
cancer.
once a
All
month,
that
every
tough
All
talk
right,
get
Q, you
breast
just
cancer.
want to do
All
all
that
right,
tough
fuck it.
ass man shit
Go ahead.
and steal
Go
a
ahead.
woman.
I just
yes,
want to
you're
talk.
right.
If y'all
Which
want
I
to talk
take
about
pride in.
nothing, go ahead. Go ahead.
She
Come
won't
on.
stop.
Come on.
You're the one that's upset. And I'm like, what the fuck? You was upset when I came in here. You knew me. I didn't know you. I dealt with what was said.
Mm-hmm.
I've only dealt with words that were said.
Okay.
Yo,
And that's how you was gonna play it out the whole show?
Oh, but the thing is, like, that this time we were just talking about the topic.
Right.
Now
Nah, you
we
can't
understand.
be co-signing his shit. Go ahead, Ham.
No, well, I'm being dead serious. I don't got shit. There's no reason to co-sign nothing. That don't even
I'm
make
talking
sense.
about Tommy
Oh.
co-signing you.
Co-signing me? No, I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
saying,
talking.
like,
He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what happened.
I didn't hear
a fact.
I didn't hear where it, like, he insulted somebody and then it just blew up. That's why I made sure to bring up that super chat to go back to what he's referring to. And
Okay.
because it was generalization of all men, he was addressing the fact that no, that's not all men, and men are stepping down if they're dealing with women that have kids and this other baggage. So did you feel like he was talking to Nate directly and that's what you wanted to address? Because I don't understand where, or did I miss the insult?
No, you missed it. So I won't even go through it because it's all recorded.
Well,
anyway,
tell
so
me. Well, I'm
please
asking you to tell me where the specific insult was, though, to where it escalated like that. I'm asking you to tell me where I missed it. If I missed it, I understand.
Mm-hmm. So I asked him a question. When you said, Q, do you have something that you want to say or you want to respond to that?
And what was that question? Okay, I remember that. What was that question?
So I said, do you feel like she was directing that question towards stand-up guys or towards guys that, you know, basically are need to improve, guys that are lacking? I think was the word that I used.
All right.
He could have easily said, I think she's speaking to all men in general because XYZ. He didn't do that. He then asked me, what is a stand-up
Everybody
guy?
just hold on a second. Go ahead.
He then asked me, what is a stand-up guy by way of definition? So I explained what a stand-up guy was by way of definition. When I meant that, this is what I'm referring to.
Okay.
When I said that, this is what I'm referring to.
Okay.
He then comes back and says, well, she doesn't, or her baby father wasn't a stand-up guy and this, that, and the third. Like, what the fuck that got to do with the question of me saying, do you feel like she was referring to stand-up men or men who are lacking?
So, okay, I understand. So wait. So I'm saying that actually has everything to do with it, right? Because he's talking about those men aren't stand-up guys. Don't generalize and say men need to step up and do better. No, those men need to step up and do better. Because that's what I had jumped in to address. That's why I pulled the super chat back up. So you're saying that he was being intentionally disrespectful? Because that sounds to me like he was actually answering your question once you gave clarification.
No, that doesn't sound. I mean, again, However y'all took that is how y'all took that. If people want to watch
Yeah,
it back,
but
y'all watching
Go ahead, Miss
live, y'all
Fantastic.
want to watch that back and see how that played out and see if there was some level of a funny
Get you
side
all
way
this-
that he posed that or however, and I took it
well, no,
the
no.
wrong way, clarify that.
Well, let's see what Mr.
You
I
Fantastic
took
know
it.
how I know how it came across
What
to
if,
me.
Yeah,
And it
man.
well, this
felt
is what I'm
like
saying. Of course,
you're not trying to really
you're,
answer
you're,
my question nor listen to
no.
understand.
Well, no, and that's why you told me to stop saying this earlier, but I say that and I preface it by no disrespect on a personal level because you're taking it. You took it personal. He didn't know that was your old lady. I didn't know that was your old lady until like the second or third super chat in. So
Mm-hmm.
being that he don't know, he's talking in general. He's talking to her, and now you're stepping in as you should as her spouse or whatever to try and protect her. But you're being biased because he's saying something to her that you don't like being said. Truthful. He's still truthful in what the fuck he said because she can't be telling a man to do shit if you pick the wrong man to nut in you and get a baby by. And that's what often happens. As to where a man says this, y'all turn the man into the villain. He's being a bully. He's being mean. He's being disrespectful. When no, the truth is the truth. This is it. And the only people that can't tell the truth is black men. We niggas can't tell the truth. Everybody else in the world can. LGBT especially. Y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want to say, even when it ain't true. And if we say something back to you that's truthful, oh, you're phobic. You're this, you're that. So the last people to have any recourse to say this, and this is why this shit is so important for us to be able to do this, is niggas speak their mind and speak the truth. What he said was all he knew because we didn't know the background. Like I said, knowing who and what she is to you, that's why I keep saying that, and I prefaced it from the sexual orientation thing. It's not a personal attack on you. It's just what I'm observing from women in general and what I know from my personal experience. Same thing with her. Like I said, it took me like two because she addressed, and the one he put in, she actually addressed me directly in it to say something about it. Baby, ain't no good dick over here. It's great dick over here. Okay, trust me, believe me, bitches getting these dickets and flying me out. So I mean, I ain't never had that problem. But what I'm trying to say to you is this, and the thing is, you took it personal because you felt like he was going at your old lady, and he didn't see it as an old lady. It's just some chick super chatting in the chat. That's all it is.
But let me be clear on that, Mr. Fantastic. Notice how he was able to say everything that he said, right? I didn't disagree with what he said. I asked the question for clarification. After he finished speaking, and he said, "Do you have anything to say?" Did I come at him with fire? Did I come at him with fire after that?
No, but he didn't come at you with fire either. He was responding. You got mad because his response was to the girl. He didn't say nothing towards you at all.
And said I was dissing. You literally did, and I was like, "Who am I dissing?" I didn't say anything to you, so I didn't understand how you were saying I was dissing you. It was weird.
Yeah, that's what it was. He didn't know that was he didn't know that's your old lady.
Won't say, you know what? That is true. You just came up here to address what was being said. She then went to you. All you do is come up here to do this. I saw the show last week. You come to cause confusion, and like, what the fuck? It went nowhere. Then turn around. You're being a victim when I'm telling what happened. So you get to lie on me.
But even right now, you're looking for validation.
What you said. Now I'm a victim for telling the fucking truth.
Even right now, you're looking for validation. You got an opportunity.
Oh my God!
You got an opportunity to speak.
You need to stop, man. You need to stop for real. That's bad right there.
You got an opportunity to speak.
That's bad.
She's a goofy bitch, and they just said
you had an opportunity to speak.
They're wrong. Hell no. And if you men don't see this stupid shit, this is supposed to be a representation of a man light. And she heard several people tell her where she fucked up. She heard it herself and still won't say, well, now that I think back on it, that is messed up. He just came up here to answer questions. No matter what I thought he did last week, he didn't do it to me. Why would you judge me on what the fuck you saw last week?
I don't have to be right in this moment. I'm telling the people, watch it back and
you don't
see
have
exactly
to be
how it played
right.
out. Because being here on the panel and being out there and seeing it is two different things. When we're here, even like right now, you're talking, UT is talking at the same time. So if something's being said, we're missing all that.
No,
people can actually
don't do that.
If
Don't
I'm
do
out
that.
of pocket,
Stop.
if I'm out of pocket,
Stop.
they can watch back and be like, "Oh,
you're lying."
Sorry, because this is all that he was saying.
You're lying. It's nothing else but you're lying. That man
I'm
did not start that
what?
with you. It's nothing. You lied about the whole thing. You played victim, and he didn't even know that name was your girlfriend. Hold on.
If I lied about the whole thing, then bring clarity to it.
You popped off You popped off when he said something about Nate. He did not know Nate was your woman.
Okay,
so when he said, hold on, when he said that, you took offense and then you went at him. That's exactly what happened. And every man on here heard that shit. It ain't that we trying to take his side. It's just what the fuck happened. That's the only thing happened.
Okay, so when Hamp asked me, and we started from the point of me asking a question, when Hamp asked if I had anything to say, you go back and you play it from that point and you tell me exactly how it played out.
What do you
I literally explained it to you. You gave him the definition and he answered the definition, but it was in reference to her. He said something about Nate picking the wrong baby daddy, and that's where shit went left because you took offense. So he literally said verbatim.
That's what it was.
Yeah, you literally said something about you described the upstanding man, and his response was, well, she still shouldn't have shit to say because she picked a non-upstanding man to have a baby by. So she can't tell men to do shit because she don't know how to pick a man. That's what he said.
But
you took offense when she talked about his baby daddy not being shit.
Let me tell you what
the question that I had.
But
it did answer the question. It did answer the question.
That what threw it off. That's not what threw it off. It threw it off when he said something about Nate and he didn't know that he was talking about your woman and you took offense. That's the only thing that happened. Popped off it.
Let me tell you.
Sounds like something that would fit.
Right, like somebody in the comment section said, I did not call her stud. She took offense me saying that woman was with a stud. I didn't know it was her.
And let me tell you what the problem started off with the conversation, right? Okay. The problem that started off with the conversation with the women, right? Why y'all just always trying to make something more than what was said at face value, right? She said what she said. She said men. She didn't say, oh, what men is she talking about? That's her point to make, not yours. But y'all always try to squeeze y'all narrative between the thin veils of possibility. No, she said all men. Don't save her. Let her make her own argument.
That's not what happened there, though.
That is what happened. Hold on. I don't want to disrespect nobody. I'm not gonna do that. We all above that. But Hamp read off the conversation. Then you came in and said, well, what type of man do you think she's talking about? You did that.
Hamp read off the conversation, and then that's how that played out? Or I was responding to what Tommy said. It seemed like everybody remembers something different.
Like I said, I'm not going to explain it. It is what it is. If you don't understand it, it's cool. Like it ain't no disrespect.
She's finding a way where she.
Well, let's ask Hamp because he's the one who asked. Hamp, did you read off the super chat and then come to me, or did Tommy speak and you asked if I had anything to say to what he said?
Tommy gave his opinion on the topics. Then I said, do you want to reply? Do you want to ask Tommy a question?
So Uncle Rick, do you recall that same way?
He may have been referring to when I was clarifying what Tommy was responding to in Nay's super chat.
Right. So
yeah, but he put the super chat on the screen. But it don't matter. He put the super chat up on the screen to see as reference. You can read it clear as day. So he put the super chat up there. It was no question what he was referring to.
Right, but this was after I had already asked Tommy for clarity. And I was explaining to him. I asked you a question. Then Hamp jumped in. When Hamp jumped in, that's when he put the super chat back up to explain. It's like y'all got so much to say to me, but nobody's remembering this shit how it played out.
But what is it? That part doesn't matter though. That's why it didn't matter. Y'all didn't start getting into it. Y'all didn't start getting into it till after Hamp did that.
Man,
so before that didn't matter.
Man, hold on. Let's stop it right here. You accused me of something I did not do, and then you kept going down that road to the point of where you then brought up my appearance on this show last week. I didn't deserve any of it because I did nothing wrong. And you're not going to admit it because you're going to find some way to never say the words that is most difficult for Black women to do. Say, my bad. I know I'm sorry it's so hard.
I don't remember that way. So I'm asking the people clear up.
Calling me a victim for trying to explain simply how you are incorrect at what you're saying happened.
Tommy, as much as you talk over people, you cannot tell me you successfully listen to what people are actually saying. There's no way.
There we go. I can recall everything you said perfectly and have done it over and over. Have not misquoted you once. Not once. You haven't had to come back and say to me, that's not what I said. That's not what I meant. Why not? Why haven't you had to say that to me?
I have though. When I was
No,
talking about
no, you haven't.
no, when I was okay, I didn't. I
You
didn't
literally have not. Audience, has she ever had to come to me once and say I misquoted her?
You're right.
One time.
You're right.
Anytime.
I'm gonna get to the $9 super chat. If you would mind shutting down and quieting just a second. Men are very intrigued. This whole topic got y'all with dick envy because it's been about dick versus strap. Mr. Fantastic, y'all stuff varies in performance. Every man's you know what, is not the same. Y'all trying to learn today, I see.
So that ain't no insult.
Hood Mystic with that's insulting. Hood Mystic with the $2. Hood Mystic stays on the passenger side. Oh no, this is Hank in the basement. I'm sorry. Hood Mystic stays on the passenger side. Thank you, CC, for the love. Mike Brown with the $10. Studfinder.geesh. The Reese Anderson with the $2. Yeah, Atlanta got a stud epidemic. Basically like a stud epidemic. Jay Gray with the $2. Been watching Tommy since 2015. Hashtag Daddy's Grillin' 100. Sinead with the $10. Nope, I ain't deal with ones on the panel. So I said men because of ones I've had and ones on here. Yet y'all are up in arms. If it don't apply, you let it fly. Y'all call all women bitches and 304s. J Hub with the $20. Order in the court. Hank Deasy with the $2. Q, you were wrong. Reese Anderson with the $2. When you critical of lesbians, you're gay or got no ass or get no ass. J Hub with the $10. Q needs some help on the panel. She's getting jumped. Desert Storm with the $5. Tommy did not know about Q&A thing. He was okay. He wasn't talking about you until you got defensive to what Nate said. Devin with the $2.